Thanks, Ashraful. I'm unmuted. Sorry, it makes so much noise when I'm getting set up. Let me know if you can hear me. Sorry, guys. Oh, wait, hang on. Unmuted. Sorry, it makes so much noise when I'm getting set. Oh gosh, now everything's all unmuted. It's chaos around here. Okay, so let's start again. Okay, so the past couple weeks, we have been working on these watercolor gnomes. I adapted them a little bit, so I'm going to make sure Instagram can see a little bit. Oh, nice and close. Different setup from last week, because I got to figure out my cameras again. Wonderful. Okay, we can hear me again. That's great. And then we have the watercolor here. And then we'll show Instagram. So I worked on these guys a little bit more on the weekend. They didn't need as much adjusting as I thought we were going to. But just little touches here and there. And I have a few ideas moving forward on how to adjust a couple of the ones that I'm still not really sure about. So we're going to go to do the digital process now. We've hit a point where we're going to go digital. So right before the live, I had these guys, they're still pretty crinkly. I had them dry, and then I was sitting under very heavy books to flatten them out a little bit. But some of them are still pretty crinkly, but that's okay. Hi, Sin. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm just going to go through a bit of my digital process on these guys. So right before the live, I took some photos. I used my ring light. And I took some photos to make sure that they were nice and well evenly lit. The lights, the overhead lights in my place are very, they're strategically placed so that I'm always having a shadow. So this ring light has been a huge saver for me. So I took some photos of them, just basic ones off the iPad, because we're going to be doing little adjustments later. My iPad is relatively new, just a few years old, so the camera's actually pretty good on it rather than having to bother with scanning. So I took the photos, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring those into Fresco for us here. We're in Fresco on the iPad today. So I'm going to go to my photos, and we're going to work on this guy first. We were a little sideways because we had to get the right lighting and the right orientation. And we're just going to make this guy a little bigger, make sure it's not too pixelated. Oh, I don't think we're too pixely. I think we're doing okay. All right, we're going to be done with that. Pull it down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start. Hello, Alessandra. You have not missed anything because I was mute for the first couple minutes. Luckily, Ashraful tuned in and said, hey, girl, we can't hear you. Hi, Nathan. Thanks for tuning in. We are going digital with our gnomes this week. So all you've missed so far is I brought the photos that I took of my gnomes. I worked on the watercolor on the weekend, took some photos with my ring light, and brought them into Fresco for the work that we're going to do today. So I brought the photo in. I'm just going to decrease the light here, and I'm going to convert this to pixels, and then I'm just going to select around the edge because we're going to get rid of all of this outside stuff anyway, and I'm going to find it really distracting that it's going to be hanging out around the edges. So we're just going to do that now. So I'm going to select invert selection and erase just to clear that out for now. Alessandra says, I was washing dishes super fast. My mom was like, woman, calm down. You're acting like you're going to work. So funny. Oh my gosh, Odari's here. He lives. Hey, dude. Oh my gosh. It's been so long. All right. So we just have that to clear out there. And then, so I just took the edges off here. I'm going to move this up here a little bit. Just get him right there. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to erase some of the edges over here. And then, erase some of the edges. And then we're going to play with some hues and saturations. I find like the paper kind of distracts a little bit. So I really want to make sure that we pop these colors. So we're going to do a little bit of erasing right now. So while I do that, tell me what's new, everybody. What's going on? Okay, so let's clear out. How big is our... Oh, we're going to need a much bigger eraser than that. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? That's not fun to watch, so let's do this. Oh, Moj, we're just not going to do that right now, okay, bud? Oh, Alessandra has some new clients. Fantastic. That's very exciting news. I suspect it's nerve-wracking waiting for that information. That's very exciting. All right, so we're just doing some selection tools here. Just removing, oops, some of this paper business because it's going to mute out any like hues, hue adjustments or whatever that I'm going to do shortly. So I really just want to get these out of here. Hi, Raspa. Lots of people on tonight. I love it. Oh my goodness. Do you want to say hi to the people? Okay, Mojo wants to say hello. Say hello, Mojo. He's been all on his own all day today, so he's cranky man. Thank you, handsome. And sleepy man. Maybe I should have you run the stream. What do you think? You're going to say hi to everybody? Boop, 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 boop. Oh no, waiting on your computer and issues at home right now. Oh man, sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope everything sorts itself out soon. I hope nothing too serious, both home and computer-wise. Mojo's in the house. You say hello? Thank you. There you go. Oh my gosh, I pronounced your name right. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm always so nervous reading the names out because I don't want to offend anybody, but I also don't want to like not name someone and make them feel left out. So you're welcome. I'm so glad I got it right. It's definitely concerned. Mojo is in the house for sure. I was gonna put this out as a longer live stream, but he's been on his own all day today, so we'll just see what his energy's like. I didn't want to overcommit him to anything. Yeah, same. Alessandra's sending positive vibes. Same thing, bud. Hope things clear itself up because we're all very busy people and added stuff doesn't always work. It doesn't help all the time. All right, so let's just do this. I was gonna erase, but the lasso, like the erasing was gonna take a long time. And that's not fun to watch. I want this to be fun for everybody. So just getting a rough lasso here. I'm okay with there's being extra edges here because we can clear some of it out. Oops, wrong one. We're still gonna do some clearing out after. I just really want to get this, oh dear. Most of this paper out of here. Hi Vicky, how's it going? Oh man, sorry that you're not feeling well, Alessandra. That sucks a lot. I've got family members who go through that, and that is not fun at all. All right, deselect. Okay, so rough little gnome here. We're gonna do a hue saturation layer here. I'm gonna move him over here. Let's make sure Instagram can see us. Phew. All right. All right, so all I'm doing, I've got a hue saturation layer here so I can just play with the colors a little bit, because even though my camera's pretty good and the ring light was really great, the colors did come in a little bit more muted. Like if you can see it on the screen compared to this, just a little grayer than I would like. And I just want to make sure that we have some fun colors. And this layer is great because you can always like delete it out if you want to. I don't want to play with the hue at all. I really love the yellow that we came up with here, so I'm not going to mess with that a lot. I don't want to go too crazy because obviously that's extreme. But you see how it is on 0? I just want to pull some of those grays out of here. I think that'll be good. And so for those of you who've not used this, we're in Adobe Fresco right now. You can see I can turn this off too, so you can see how like it's just a subtle change. I didn't go too crazy, but I really wanted those colors to pop. I really wanted to use the ones that we had. And also, a lot of you have seen this before, but we're going to be using some of our paintbrushes. But because I brought this photo in, you can see in my color palette now, all those colors, like a select amount of colors that are in this illustration are in a new color palette now. So this image 0292, that's the photo it took, but those are colors on there. So if you're looking to select colors, shadows, highlights, anything like that, and you're worried about getting something that's not right, a little too gray, a little too bright or whatever, you don't have to worry because these palettes automatically get created when you add something to a photo into Fresco. So they get created automatically for you. So it's something for you to work with right away. So you don't have to be doing eyedroppers or trying to remember what your tools are. And then those, as you use them, they'll start going in next to that. Like right now there's a plus sign in the black box. They'll start being added there. So as we add some more color today, they'll be adding there so you'll know which ones you used. So really great for someone like me who's not wicked strong on color theory or doesn't feel like they're wicked strong on color theory. So a really cool tool that we can use here for sure. Okay, so now we're going to paint. So I left a little skin. I wasn't feeling really confident in my mixing skills. So I wanted to make sure that we did the kind of skin colors here in Fresco, just because I didn't really feel confident about it. I always prefer laptop. I don't like tablets. Yeah, everybody's got their different thing. Like there's different software. Like Illustrator, I much prefer to be on a laptop or desktop just because I'm a shortcuts queen. And that's definitely something that I like to do. And I don't have shortcuts here. I've only used Fresco on my tablet. So I only know it this way. I think there's a desktop app. I think I went to download it and it didn't work. But that's just me. Me and tech are just not friends this week. But I like the for what this does, doing it on my tablet's great. I'm using the Apple Pencil and I'm using my iPad. But yeah, there's different softwares that I find do different things, especially when like I'm doing some other bookmark projects right now, and then when to finalize them I want some really nice clean borders, which I feel I'm not doing very well on iPad just because I haven't practiced very much. So I'll take that into the desktop and get it done there. So really whatever gets you to point A to point B. At work I'm on a desktop all day, so either one is fine. My iPad I can curl up with and take it anywhere. So everybody has their own preferences, which is totally fine. I'm using iPad phones. Kind of small to me. Yeah, I do find I did have some sketching apps on my my phone, but I very rarely use them because I just don't find, like, I'd rather have like use my journals, pen to paper. If I have a quick idea while I'm out, I'd rather just kind of write it down as it instead. I do find the phone surface is a little too small for me. We've got laptops. Yeah, I use iPad and laptop because I'm extra. Hey, I've got all these things, whatever works. Phone, that works. Yeah, whatever gets you point A to point B. Some people really like to have different things available to them, and that whatever works for you, really. And some projects need that little bit of a magic touch. I started these with watercolor because I wanted that vibe. So you know, wherever you're going, totally fine. Okay, so I have kind of a color that might work for the skin here. I don't know if I want to do a multiply. I am going to do, yeah, we'll do that. So I used the watercolor brush. I did all that very fast. I apologize. So I picked a color and it like from the palette and then adjusted it to be a little bit more of like a skin-ish tone. Just like for the nose and the hands. And then I wanted to do the multiply because I want any little essence of that kind of watercolor paper. These aren't wicked toothy paper, but any texture I want it to still come through because I don't want these to like any elements that we're painting to look too separate from the watercolor. So Adari says he uses the fresco on the iPad, Photoshop and Illustrator on the desktop. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know I used, I learned Illustrator on the desktop. So like I said, shortcuts queen. So going back to on the iPad, I know the app, like the Illustrator app has actually like really improved since like, what was it before, Draw or something? It was essentially Illustrator, but it wasn't really. But I just had to practice with it a lot more. I'd rather have my keyboards and my clickies and just move forward. Not really sure if that works, but let's do an erase here. We're just going to pull these back. Again, I'm not going to be too precious with all these lines. I really want it to still keep that hand-drawn look. So I don't want to go too crazy with being too precise. I just kind of want to fill some of these spaces with color. We're going to get some lines in here. We're going to get some shadows in here. Clean it all up. It'll all work together. Can you tell us how we start interesting illustration artwork? I mean, more product design and poster design. Okay, so there, I think the chat's gonna blow up with suggestions. I kind of, for me, I try and make work that interests me. And that sounds very vague, but to me, like if there's something that's not out there, or something that speaks to me, like I get an idea, like I got an idea for a gnome. It's not here, but I got an idea for a gnome once. I knit them. So like my friend and I did a project last year and we knit these little guys and then they blew up. And so I had this idea for a drawing and just threw it down on paper. It didn't come together the way I wanted it to, but some other ideas came together. And I actually showed these to people and I got a huge response. So I'm kind of feeding into that in a way with keeping it interesting to me. I listen to music. I read a lot of books and I'm always just I've been creating since I could hold a pencil. So I'm always on the lookout for something that piques my interest. So I'm just trying to think of an example. Well, this is one that I've repeated all the time. So my long-time watchers, please forgive me again. A book I read a few years ago, probably like 10 years ago now. It's called The Night Circus. And it has such magical imagery and fantastic, great ideas and just kind of this magical world. And it really spoke to me. And I was like, I need to get these on paper. I need to be drawing anything inspired by this. And then sometimes lyrics will speak to me. I'm like, that's a really interesting lyric. What's that? Like, it kind of piques my interest. So I, as a creative person, have always been on the lookout for something that's interesting to me. Like things that kind of like, even like things that are a little unsettling. Like the Dementors are pure evil, but like magic in design. Like they look beautiful. And so like, or like the ring race in Lord of the Rings, you know, things like that. Just always be on the lookout for what's interesting to you. Try new things. Google pictures and stuff. Don't copy pictures, but definitely be on the lookout for new ideas, what's interesting to you, and kind of mash things together. For me, I was talking about this last week. Sorry, I'm not drawing at all, guys. What I was talking about last week, I was saying like that there was, oh no, I lost my train of thought entirely. Oh, my sister would say it must have been a lie. It wasn't a lie, I swear. Something that's interesting to me. Oh, mixing and matching. So yes, I was talking about this last week about how I don't as often anymore flat create something. Maybe some of the digital fresco stuff, I may do a piece start to finish in fresco, but like this is starting in traditional and then moving into digital. I have collages that I have that have like moved into, that's using like stickers from other artists and then into digital. So many fun things. So it's hard to say how to start it, but there's so many tutorials on how to draw certain things. So for example, say people's a really hard one to start with, but I think Alessandra mentioned animals. There's so many tutorials like how to draw a cat, how to draw this and that, and learn the basics and then break all the rules. That's my best suggestion. Okay, yeah, the blue paint here did not come together as nicely as we were hoping. So I'm gonna add some blue paint there. We'll clean up that watercolor in a bit, but I just really want that bright color in there to help me see where everything's sitting. Yeah, Alessandra was doing some really great things in the like postcards last week that had some pretty hilarious combinations in them, which is so fun. Also go to antique shops or bookshops and see what's out there. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. I always love like an old timey bookshop or like all those like the inspiration of those like really cool designs and everything. Yeah, that's a great idea for inspiration. I hadn't thought about that. Dotari says character designer, comics, 80s cartoons, music, sci-fi are my go-to. I love it. Yeah. Everybody kind of knocks the 80s, but the 80s has got the best stuff, man. 80s synthesizer music in a movie, it's already my favorite. Let's go. Okay, now I'm trying to remember how I did this last time. How are my, oops. Did I blackline? I did. Okay, sorry, I'm looking at the ones I have already created. We have the sweater weather gnome, the sunflower gnome, and the celebration gnome. And I want to be consistent, and I couldn't remember what I did. Okay, so we're going to go next into some line art. This may go over an hour, guys, because I've just been chatting away here. So we're going to go into here, and we're going to go into here. We're doing the vector brushes. I don't want a 4-point brush. Let's see how big a 2-point brush is. Oh, we might want a 4-point brush. I forgot. This is like at a 8.5 by 11 size. So yes, these are cards. They are little folded cards. I'm thinking of maybe going into prints if people else have if people have interest in it, but right now they are cards. I also have this guy in like a magnet, and I'm going to get stickers soon as well. But I do have them. So these are printed. I think this is a 4.25 by 5.5 card. So it's a little smaller, and the magnet's smaller. It's like 3 inches by 3 inches. But I am creating this at an 8.5 by 11. So I am creating this bigger so that I have a little bit more wiggle room in how this is going to come out in the end. So let me get I think it's a little small. Yeah, stickers. Is it laminated? No, it's not laminated. It's just in a clear plastic bag for shipping purposes. So it's got its little envelope inside here as well. But not laminated yet. But I know a lot of people bought them over the holidays and then put them in frames. So that's why I'm thinking of prints if people really want them. I may do that. Stickers, definitely. I'm also going to do a really cool thing for Easter. So anybody who's following right now, March 1st, I'm going to be doing my first online shop update of the year. And I'm hoping if the people I'm buying from are going to be doing their stuff on time, I'm going to be doing like color your own stickers, which I'm so stoked about. Oh, all the cards are printed. So I did the gnomes in the way that we're doing it here. I got them so far digitally, and then I got them into Fresco to finish them off. And then yes, I took them to a printer to be printed. Hello, Adobe Live. How's everybody doing? Living. We're in Fresco today. We were doing traditional last week, but we're going to be in Fresco today. People seem to be responding, so we'll be in traditional again in no time. Oh, Mojo. What is matter? He's a sleepy guy. Oh my gosh, poor Mojo. Sad sleepy guy. Okay. So like I said last week, I could probably finish these gnomes full traditional, but going into the digital takes a lot of the pressure off for me. I know I can just hide this layer away if it's not going to work. So yeah, if it's not working, I can just delete the layer and move on. It takes a lot of the pressure off. We're in Fresco being Fresco. Ah, Fresco means fresh. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. We are being Fresco in Fresco. Oh, man. I was talking to a coworker today about Fresco and saying that the app not being Fresco and I was saying I really want to play with the animation tools. I know I've mentioned that on these lives before, but I really want to get into them, but we won't be doing that today. Are you gonna go play? You be a nice boy. Say bye to the people. Okay. Oh, my feet are asleep. Oh, he's only 7 pounds, but oh, I can't feel my feet. Oh, actually, no, I don't want that. Let's make this beard out of control here. Asheville says, give paint and paper to Mojo. Let's see what he comes up with. The animation tools in Fresco are actually easier than it looks. Oh, that's amazing. That's good to hear. Yeah, maybe we'll do that in the live one time. We'll see what Mr. Mojo comes up with. Because he's watched me art enough. It's more of a kind of judgy stare, though. Like, just play with me. Don't be lame. I'm glad to hear that the tools are easy because I don't really want to do full animations really, but I do think that some of my pieces could benefit from a little bit of just movement, like the dragon, for example, like have the flames be like in its eyes, be all nice. Oh, Alessandra says, I saw it on the news. Pair of otters doing paintings and being sold at the place they were. Oh wow, that's amazing. No, Mojo, we're not gonna bark at the neighbors. Come here, on your bed. Good boy. That's amazing. If Mojo becomes a painter, I will definitely bring him on the live and we will do all the things. Hey Mojo, I think we'll leave the neighbors be, okay bud? Please? That wasn't even close to what we were trying to draw here. So as is tradition with the rest of my pieces, these lines are going in, but I'll probably be going over them again and beefing them up a little bit or taking some of them out or whatever. I just really want this guideline because we're going to throw in some shadows and things to start making some of this pop a little bit more. Whoops. So I don't want to, I'm not too worried about them not being accurate. Again, that hand painted look. Yeah, maybe one day. Oh, Melissa showers? Yeah, okay. Hey, excuse me. Can you come here, please? No, right now. Mojo, excuse me. Right now, buddy. Come on. I'm busy on the live. Let's go. Now, Mojo. Leave the neighbors be. Sorry, guys. Melissa showers is a boss. Yeah, I've been meaning to catch her stream. She's usually streaming at the same time as you, unfortunately. So I've missed a couple of her streams. Maybe I'll take turns. I think the stream is going to be until 8:30 tonight, guys. Not 8 o'clock, because I've been not drawing and talking at the same time. So having you guys just watch me hue, saturate, and a couple black lines just doesn't work for me. It's not what you guys signed up for. So what the heck did I do? This is like an AI situation happening here. Hats over the... What did I do? Hats over his hand. Holy. I'm looking at this piece right here. I don't know. And I don't know how I wanted to do. Was it head? Hand beat? I guess outside of the hat, I guess. Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, bye, Nathan. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Because, yeah, I guess the umbrella wouldn't really, like, be in the hat. And this is also another thing. Because it helps me look at it a little bit different. So we'll see. We're gonna have to put some yellow in there at some point anyway. So let's just we'll just go over here and see what feels right after. Okay. Oh, rough. Holy. And I'm going to be keeping a lot of these like sketch lines around in here because I like to have them. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I like to have the bit of the thought process hanging around. I like to have the sketchy lines because it shows almost all different aspects of the process, which is super fun to me. I did. Is that too late? Okay, good. Phew. Yeah, 8:30. I was gonna put it up and be like, because there's a lot of people calling for a 2-hour stream last week. And it's just hard because it's after work. And Mojo's been on his own all day and all this other kind of stuff. So it's hard for me to do a 2-hour one. And I didn't know what his mood was going to be like. But yeah, we'll do 8:30 tonight. We'll work our way up. I'm hoping to do like every now and again because you guys kind of have asked for it. Maybe once a month I'll do like a big 2-hour stream or something. But we're doing an hour and a half tonight. So I'm committing to it. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, I think it would be in behind. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what I've done. Does it be under his hat? Maybe not. Okay, let's get rid of this. And then oh dear, it's like I've forgotten everything. Oh dear. I intentionally am pretty vague about kind of like the hands and stuff, because I think if I got too accurate with them, I'd get really, it would take us out of the reality. But, Alessandra, come on Mojo Litter and do a 2-hour stream. I'll mail you a juice bone. That's freaking hilarious. Well, next Monday is a holiday. Maybe next Monday? Hey, Moj. Where's my guy? Good boy's quiet. Come here, bud. Yeah, it's a good boy. The people are asking you to let me stream, bud. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm doing. Good Lord. Okay, how did I do this before? Let's just try this again. It's like I've forgotten everything about these fake hands that aren't real. Because he's got I think I know what I did. I think I took some of the thumb and thought it was the hat when I was doing the watercolor part. Yeah, we'll fix that later. Yeah, I think we'll have it in front because he's got to protect himself with this tiny umbrella. Can you stop? Mojo, to me, or it's going to be bedtime. Just stop, okay, bud? Okay, and then we'll do this. I think that's what I did. Is I took the thumb of the hand and thought it was part of the hat, and then threw some yellow in and threw my whole groove off. Let's clean up some of this madness. This is why I like the digital too, is that when you find something like this, you can easily clean it up. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a empty mask, and I'm going to hide the layer. Okay, this is a pencil brush. I don't want that. I want a basic hard round brush, and I'm going to just mask this out so that if I don't like what I've decided here, I haven't erased information away. I can just come back to it later. That's not even gonna work, is it? Okay. Maybe we had just normal. There we go. That's what we'll do. So I lied. I'm not using the mask at all. Yeah, there's someone living in the hallway. How dare they? Living their life, eh, Moj? How dare they get all up in your business? Oh, Erin, get it together, woman. I'll erase the hand there. It's just this part. Good Lord. That hand will get fixed. We'll fix that in a minute. That's awful. Okay. Mojo, can you stop immediately, please? Come here. Good boy. Quiet. Leave them alone. I'm trying to stream. Lie down. Lie down. Leave it. Darn people existing. All right. I've been using the crap out of this feature too. Because drawing straight lines is really hard. As you just draw mostly straight, hold it, it snaps into place. I was working on a bookmark earlier and I used the crap out of that tool. It's so awesome. Especially if you have a lot of straight lines or a lot of circles. I want this illustration to be wonky, that's the point. But for some of these straighter lines and stuff, like I don't want the umbrella. The umbrella's already ridiculous. We don't need it to be wonky too. Ugh. Yeah, I think that's a little better too. I was gonna have the, oh dear, that's not what I wanted at all. I was gonna have this be, so the watercolor paper could come through, but I think for these two little sections, this will be fine. It's also a little brighter, not so dark. So like grayed out, like it was pretty grayed out earlier. Okay. So yeah, this will function for now. And now we'll go back to this. Okay, so we've got a good chunk of the lines here, which is super awesome. Oh, I lied. We got a couple little more here that I want to add in. Okay. Oh, and we have to finish the umbrella. Oh my goodness. The most ridiculous tiny umbrella there ever was. Tiny, tiny umbrella. Super helpful, no? We'll probably have to get some raindrops in here at some point too, I think. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're save. And then before we go too much further, I'm going to throw some shadows in. So I really want to kind of enhance with kind of this paper look that I've been doing in the past. I'm just trying to see what kind of shadows I did. I think they're all pretty dark. Okay, so we're going to add a new layer and we're going to make it a multiply for sure this time. We're going to go in, not watercolor this time because I want it to look like kind of layers of pieces a little bit. And just trying to think for consistency purposes. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to not black, I don't think. We'll go in with one of the browns that are from the illustration. Do I think the umbrella is going to help him from the rain? Nope. It's a cute fashion statement. I'm in. Let's do it. That's what his super big raincoat's for. Not everything has to have a purpose. Like, okay, so I went to the mall the other day with a friend of mine. And I haven't been in the mall outside of like holiday chaos in a long time. And everything has changed. It's out of control. It's like high school Aaron shopping with adult money. It is redonkulous. Oh my goodness. And so when you said like, is it gonna help? No, but it's fashionable, fine. I bought a pair of jeans, which I'm currently wearing, that has the most amount of pockets I could possibly find. It's redonkulous. High school Aaron's so proud of me right now. Oh, that might be aggressive. Yeah, that's too much. Sorry, I was in stained glass mode on that one. I don't know why I haven't stained glass in a while. But so all we're doing here is just throwing in some darker shadows just to give this bit of a little bit more of a pop, give it a little bit more I got pants. Yes, the fake pants are not cool. The fake pockets in pants are not cool. We already don't have enough pockets in the ladies' clothing. And when we do, they're like really tiny. And then yeah, fake me out with fake pockets. Not cool. Okay, so we'll do this a little bit here. Just a little shadow on this one. Oh, goodness me. I could lasso all this, but I think like we're going to be doing erasing anyway, so I think we'll just let this do its thing for now. Oh dear. I'll let it do its thing, but then I'm not paying attention. There we go. Yeah, it was a little bit crazy. So they had like the all these boots, the platform sandals. Oh my goodness gracious. It is out of control. So my friend was trying to enable me. I'm like, no, we're here for you. Leave my money in my bank account. Yes, it does not help that a lot of the pants I've bought in the past our large cell phones did not exist when they came out. All right, so this is starting to come together. There we go. This is one of those things I always think, like, I just throw it into fresco and I just do some line art and digital and then I'm all done and it's good. It takes a lot longer than you think. It's craziness. All right, so let's lasso this guy. That's a bit of aggressive shadow. Might not be what we want. Okay, so actually not really living for that, so let's just erase that for now. I think I didn't do this the right way. And then we will subtract here. So I don't have to redraw the lasso, but oh, nuts. We'll put that shadow in after. Oh dear, Erin. So, as I mentioned, I'm huge into shortcuts. Don't know a lot in fresco right now, but if you are using a Apple Pencil, I don't know how this works on any other tablet. I've only used an Apple Pencil, so I don't know how universal it is. But if you double tap on your pencil, on my brush, double tap, it'll go to your eraser. Double tap goes to your brush. Double tap goes to your eraser. Super awesome, especially when we're working like this right now. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. So much fun. Fresco in fresco, baby. It's going to be my new stream name, Alessandra. I'm going to steal that. Okay, so let's get, oh, I have to get back to the lasso though. Okay, so we'll do this. It doesn't have to be too crazy here. I just want to make sure that, oops. Oh, Erin. We're getting just a little bit more layering happening here. Oh. Which will be a lot of fun. Just to give a little more life. Thanks, Odari. It's coming together. I do like the few little features that this really just makes him pop, which is so much fun. So we have some few little touches. Oh, I know we're missing a couple lines here. So let's get back into here. So we gotta know where its coat goes. And I saw another one a second ago. Yeah, this guy. Alrighty, now this guy. Whoops. New year, new avatar. So funny. I had that thought because I did the self-portrait a month or so ago. I really like it and it came together, but I've been leaning on the mermaid for a very short period of time, so I think she's gonna have to stay that avatar for now. I'm now no problems with the mermaid, living for the mermaid, but I'm like, I want to change it. I was like, you're trying to brand right now. Please don't make a mess. Trying to make a brand for myself. Look at his cute little face. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Get a couple little shadows in here. Oops. Oh dear, double tap. There we go, bud. Okay. Now, what do we think? Trying to think of the little handle on the. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? We'll get another layer here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in some watercolor yellow here. Not that yellow, it's too green. This one. Just throw a little bit in there. Oops. Oops. What a mess. Oh, Adar's updating his avatar too. Let's have an avatar updating party. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, and then let's see. I see Mojo. I'm gonna pull this down a little bit because it's aggressive. And then we're gonna put some yellow in it because it's watercolor. It's gonna mix nicely. Yay. So yeah, the only goal with using the watercolor here is just to keep that softness. It doesn't, obviously, you can see the difference between the real and the pretend watercolor, but it's gonna, like, once these are illustrated in and brought down to size and all that kind of stuff, I think we're not going to really notice the difference too much. So I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep over that myself. Okay, and then, oh, it's the mask. I was like, why is this missing? Okay. Coming together. Look how fun. So funny. So to show how much we've got here, we will show Where's the hide all others? So we started here and now we're here. Look how fun. Okay, so I think my next, I want to get a little bit of a shadow just on the hat a little bit, just to show that we have a nice fancy fold happening here. It's not really where the shadow would be, but the umbrella wouldn't work either, so we're not in the realm of reality working here. Oh dear. All right, just get that little bit of an edge. Nathan's back. What did you have for supper? How does that live through you? We're reverting to the area where we always just talk about food. All right. Okay, so what I'm also going to do, we're going to do another layer that's also a multiply layer. And I'm going to get in, because some of the, I'm losing a little bit of the beard, so we're going to do some watercolor. Some multiply. I think that'll be good. I was going to use the dark one, but I don't think that that's smart because I don't want to get too crazy. But we want a pretty big wash here just to bring a little bit more of that in here, and especially some of these areas where we don't quite have the tips of the thing done. It gets a little messy, but there's method to the madness, so. Hey, Moj, I think we'll leave the neighbors be. Oh, Jesus. Please hold. Dude, smarten up. Yeah, I know. They're existing in the hallway. Those horrible people. You just sit with me, okay? We're more fun. All the people in the live. Sheesh, exactly. See? Calling you out, you cranky pants. Alrighty, so let's pull some of that up because it's got a harsh line that I don't like. Am I masking or erasing? Yeah, sorry guys. I usually can hear the noise and kind of get a little bit proactive, but not always the case. He's a cranky man. Okay, so let's create empty mask. That's what I want. Then we're gonna, oh dear Lord, no. We want a hard round one. I'm only masking this out just because if I want to add some more, I want some of this, like once more paint or anything onto this layer, a little bit more depth. I want to have as much of this watercolor to play with as I can. So that's why I opted for mask over erasing here. Just so we have lots to interact with and mix with here. So just bringing a little bit more liveliness to the beard here, getting some brighter, some richer colors, let's say. It's not really bright brown, that doesn't make any sense. Noodles, yum, I had noodles for lunch. Sounds delicious. Oops. And also if you like overdo it, when you have a mask, you can always just undo. You don't have to start from scratch. You can just paint it back in, which is kind of nice. tuna, white rice, black eyed peas, and a boiled egg. Oh my goodness. That sounds extremely healthy. I had chicken nachos, Super Bowl leftovers. We were watching while we were doing dishes. My goodness, I'm going to have to rebrand my live here. Everybody's doing their dishes while I am streaming. I'm in. It might inspire me to do my dishes. Oops, too aggressive. There we go. Okay. Got a little bit of this maybe. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. If I do, oops, oh dear, so out of it. Okay. Then we'll go to here. We'll do this. But then I think I'm going to pull this layer back just a touch. Because I think it was too dark, but I also think we need it to a degree. Actually, maybe a little bit more, eh? Yeah, I like that. Okay, we save. And then hey guys, don't fight over the dishes. You can both come over and do my dishes whenever you want. There's always one in the sink. Okay. So maybe we can do a little bit of watercolor here. Again, just bridging up a couple colors here and there. Yeah, at this rate with these live streams, we're going to all have second dinner. They all revert to food. I don't know how that happens. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okie dokie. I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to go up here. And I had a vector brush of a 5, eh? Holy. Okay. So we might want to do... Is 10 too aggressive? That's not 10. 10. Perfect. We're just going to do a bit of our solid line here. So rather than having going in and cleaning up all these lines too much, you can see if we can kind of cover up all those edges and stuff. with our Erin style harsh black outline. So one thing I struggled with when I was in art school and creating, I always felt like a lot of my pieces were unfinished, especially kind of like the life drawing and the what am I thinking? Object drawing classes, because you're doing all the shading and the edges, and there's not really hard lines in the real world. But I also felt like everything was just so, like the edges were so soft, and pieces didn't really look finished to me. So I tried doing outlines, and that's kind of a relatively recent thing for me, is doing these kind of harsher outlines, or like that kind of line. I took my technical training and did the kind of hierarchy lines. Oh dear, there we go. And put those into play to make sure that things kind of pulled together a little better. So that's why I do those harsh lines. Sorry, I'm gonna stop spinning it. I don't want everybody to puke. Looks great. Thanks, Nathan. So that's where a lot of my hierarchy lines come from, I think. A mix of my technical training, but also just helping to finalize some pieces, because I had a lot of pieces that would be like, by all arguments, done, but just felt incomplete. And I find putting in harsher lines, or like solid lines, helps to make things feel a little bit more complete for me. So I think that's kind of become part of my style, and also how I think people get to their style. It's just either how you think of stuff, but then also what makes your art come together in the end. And what comes together for you isn't always what comes together for me. So that's why this is very exciting. All of us creating in our own ways. I thought we were gonna get like all 4 gnomes, like super progress. We were just gonna maybe get the rainy day gnome done, which is totally fine. Totally works. But that's something I should actually do, is start timing my pieces, so I know actually for real how long they take me. Because I get into a zone and I'm like, oh, that took me 10 minutes, but really it's probably like 4 hours. Just got into the groove, man. Okay. So how's everybody doing? We had a pretty international group last time. Where's everybody from? I know Odari and Alessandra. Nathan, I think you said you said where you were from last week. I like to see where people are coming from. I will stop spinning this shortly, I promise. Right. Okay. So Nathan's from China, but is living in Houston, Texas. We had this discussion because I get Houston, we have a problem all the time because people are hilarious. All right. Big outline. That kind of looks like a sticker when you put the big outline on it like that. Did I tell you a snowstorm tomorrow? Yay, snowstorm! We're supposed to get a little bit of snow ourselves. Not a lot though, just a little bit. So enjoy your snow. Oh God, that wasn't even a really good attempt at a straight line. Thank goodness for Fresco saving me from myself. Oh my goodness. I was I went to sushi with a friend last week. And so, in preparation, because I knew ahead of time I was doing it, I had like a big kind of late ish breakfast so that I wasn't going to fill myself up at lunch for sushi. You got to prepare for these things. But like half an hour before sushi, I was trying to draw, and I was so hungry I could not draw a straight line. Not like, even I tried to draw some straight lines and do that fresco straightening thing, and they came out like shapes because they were so jagged. I was like, I think it's just time to go to eat. I gotta go eat now. Cape Verde, live near the Boston area. That's exciting. Always learning English. English is hard. And it's my first language. I applaud and am in awe of anybody who learns English as a second language, because it is a challenge, and you guys are superheroes. It is a hard language. I read like crazy and all this other kind of stuff, and sometimes I can't even figure it out. It's too much. All right, so let's clean up a little bit of this water here. Oh, God, as a third language. Holy, you guys are braver than me. That is chaos, I tell you. Holy. That is a lot. And I'm sorry that I'm sure other languages have it, but like we've done so many silly things to the language. Like we were learning one time for different languages, like how we say, yeah, no. It means no, but we say yeah. So I'm sorry that we do this to you, all of you fabulous people who are learning like the hardest language ever. Chinese, Cantonese, and English. Wow. I'd love to learn like Mandarin. I think that would be fabulous. Spanish, French, and Japanese. I do speak French. English words feel like memorizing. Yeah, I believe that. Because I've also seen like a lot of lists where like a word, I think it was the word that I saw was like banana or pineapple or something, and in almost like every other language it's practically the same word, just like little nuanced differences. In English we just do something totally different. Why does that language do that? Why does English do that? I want to learn French to communicate with people in Canada. Yeah, it's not a bad call. There are some areas in Canada where you can't get a job if you don't speak English. I mean French. That's usually kind of Ottawa or the Quebec side of things. But you'd still get away with talking like I'm up in Canada. You wouldn't be limited up here by not knowing French. But it's a cool experience. French is fun. I learned it growing up and think it's a really good skill to have, because even though they're not the same, it helped me when I was in like Spanish speaking countries because the languages are relatively similar, so I could get by. You know French already, but I gotta practice more. Yeah, Japanese would be a really interesting language to learn. I know I had roommates who like went to Japan to teach, and they would speak it, and they had different shows that they watched that were Japanese, like subtitles and stuff, and it is a very interesting language to listen to. So yeah, I think Japanese would be really interesting. Put and but. Yeah, there's a lot of things like that. Yeah, where like it's the same kind of letters, but definitely different pronunciations. Whoever wrote the English language is kind of a jerk. Because even myself, I'm a huge reader, but then like there's a lot of words that I've read or like heard and never seen on paper. Like the first time I saw um the word paradigm, I actually pronounced it paradigm because I didn't know like why is the G silence? It doesn't make sense. So I think everybody struggles with English, so don't feel bad. Konnichiwa and arigato. That's very cool. Yeah, it's a pretty nice sounding language. I tend to agree, Nathan. So many beautiful languages. And then just interesting ones. Like last year I was learning sign language, which is so much fun. And actually I got to use it, which was really cool. I was at a Remembrance Day ceremony, and there was a gentleman there trying to communicate with me. And I was able to sign back, which was crazy. Okay, so we've got our rainy water. We probably should have some drops coming from the sky, don't we think? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a new layer. I'm going to add in a couple bits of color here, because I think it would make sense for this to be a little bit more of a solid color. So we're going to go in and toss some of this in here. And we're going to toss pink. Yeah, I know I like very briefly tried to learn Mandarin. Sorry, the comment is maybe Japanese is easy, maybe not. I think it's easy because there's some Chinese in it and the pronouncing is the same as in Chinese. So I don't know if it's easy or not. Yeah, so I think that like just like me with Spanish and French, there's some overlapping things where it's not always the same. It's not always 100% accurate, but I was able to kind of get by with some of what they were saying because I could. So I'm going to pull this in a little bit. I don't want to create a tangent. So you can get by. But yeah, I think knowing Mandarin to start would probably, or Chinese to start, would be very helpful. I know I tried to learn a little bit once and was completely intimidated because it's all in the tone, where not so much with, well, I guess like you can read into like the emotion behind something in English, but like the tone of how you say a certain syllable or something like changes the word entirely. I would definitely need a teacher. That's not a learn on my own situation there, I don't think. So I think it's awesome when people go take that on for sure. Okay, and I think I want to put in this layer here. We're going to put in a little bit of gray. It's mostly just the paper hanging out here because I didn't put anything on the handle. But I think it's okay to have, not to be fully watercolored here. I want it to be, I lied, I don't like it. Okay. What happens if I multiply this? It's nothing good, I don't think. Yeah, no, I don't like that. This one's multiply. Okay, yeah, let's do this then. Just to solidify the color a little bit more. But I like the sketch lines coming through. That's the key piece here. Oh God, now 8:30 sneaking up on me. How is this happening? Okay, I would like to. I know, buddy. Hide layer. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. Oh, poo. Oh, you know what? I think it's fine like that. Okay. I think we need another shadow in here because this is technically in behind. Just want to make sure that we cover our bases here. I do like that fresco will kind of remember the sizes that you've used on some of these brushes so that you don't have to worry about resizing every time. That's nice. Look at this little guy. Look at him go. Okay, so I want to see if we have any. Just wonder if we have Sleepy Mojo. I wanted. That's what I'm looking for. Out of 10. Thanks, Nathan. Looks great. Thanks, Alessandra. Okay, so what I'm thinking. I just wonder if that's the right splatter. Or wet splatter. Perfect. Okay. I think my neighbor's painting. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Let's do in behind this, I think. New layer. Oh, that's not what I wanted, silly. There we go. Not the right kind. Okay, let's. So these in fresco, you can add all these brushes and stuff to your palette if you want. I downloaded a few of them. I know there's like been a bajillion more since I downloaded this one, but this is all trial and error. I do want to go through one time and kind of start recording the ones that I do use. Toothbrush. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, so a little bit of rain behind this poor rainy guy. And they're fun to play with these, like to get some textures and stuff happening in there. And then you can mess around with a lot of things. Oh, we're gonna lose. Oh, lost Instagram. Oh, they're like, your battery's low, and then it just shuts off my video. So sad. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is this, and then a little bit darker here. I think this is a lighter. There we go. Oh, that's a little too dark. Let's do this. I just want it to be a little different, and this is not the brush for me. That's also not the brush for me. This is all trial and error, guys. I don't have anything. Tilting brains. Oh, that's not how. Well, it's not really how rain falls, so that's not fun. There we go. Let's. How unfortunate. Okay. Like 20 out of 20. You guys are hilarious. So I just want this kind of be in behind him here. I don't really want to take over too much. And now I'm going to go into the gnome space because I want to Oh dear. That mask remembered my brushes here. So we'll just be careful. So I'm just masking out the paper here. I don't feel like it's adding much benefit. It's actually kind of muting some of the colors. So I'm just taking the paper out of the puddle here, just to let the puddle speak a little bit more, because I was having a hard time matching the color to the shape too. It just kind of was getting a little bit muddy. So we'll have to smooth out some of that there a little bit, I think. All right, check it out. Okay, so let's do what we did a second ago. So this is where we started. This magical guy right here. Looking pretty good. But then with a few hue saturations, a few lines, a few shadows, we got this fun guy. And like you can see, the watercolor is still popping through, especially in the really fun areas like the hat and on the beard and everything. Lots of energy, which I'm just living for. So this is pretty much it. I'm going to go in and do little touches. So like cleaning up some of the paper that's underneath, getting like figuring out some of the finer details. Things like the yellow's a little muddy in there, so I'll clean up some of that. Fix the nose, the beard's kind of overlapping. All kinds of little fun things like that. Actually, we can do that with this guy. It's like also like a coloring book, which is super fun. Just color some of the pieces in here. I actually kind of like this color. Just going to fill in a little bit of solid here. Like I said, I like the paper to come through, but sometimes it's just not as clear or helpful to maintain that. So picking my battles is what I'm hoping to do here. So funny. Oh, I already tried the multiply. I don't like it. Oh dear, goodness me. No, we're not doing that. Feeling the nose is a little too flat. I think I'm gonna have to pull some of the texture back into that, I think, because we're losing some of the texture that I want. So maybe we'll just do... Oh no, Rainy's so gloomy, Alessandra. It's so gloomy. Now here, there we go, that's what I wanted. That's a little more better. So just these kind of like little fine touches here, without going too crazy. Eyedropper. Ugh. 3-day rain, so gloomy. Do I not? Is there not a thing? Ah, yes, recent. We're almost done, Bug, okay? We're almost done. I figured it seemed a little silly to not have any rain around the umbrella. Then we'll do this, and then we'll do Bangladesh. That's exciting. Why are we cranky, man? Almost done. 2 minutes. All right. There we go. Pretty much done. So like I said, I'm just going to go and do little touch-ups. You can see some of like the papers kind of hanging around the edges there. That's not fun to watch. So I'll clean that up by myself. So I'm going to clean up those little touches, but he's pretty much done now, guys. So keep an eye on the socials for this. I'm hoping to finalize touch. I want to get this guy posted tomorrow. But we'll see how much more energy we have tonight, eh, bud? Let me take a look. The Valentine's Day gnome should be done this week as well because it's Valentine's Day week. But let me see. What's my schedule? Rainy day, Valentine's, boop, boop, boop. Oh, I have another one. Holy cow. Okay, so I have enough time that next week we can do another gnome. So I think we'll do either the snowy one or the groovy one next week. So this week we're going to have, this guy's going to get posted obviously for Valentine's Day. Our Valentine's Day guy's going to get posted. And then we'll go from there. So got lots of work to do. But thank you for tuning in. How does everybody feel about maybe a 2-hour stream on Monday? We have a holiday here up in my neck of the woods. If we want a 2-hour stream, maybe I'll bring us a 2-hour stream next Monday. I'll be home with Mojo all day, so he won't be cranky pants. Hey, buddy? Okay, so I will let you all go. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight and hanging out with me. You guys are so awesome. All your feedback, all your comments, love it so much. Keep an eye on the socials because this is going to be available on my shop update on March 1st. There's going to be cards. There's going to be prints, I hope. I have to talk to my printer tomorrow and see what that kind of looks like. As far as pricing and things goes, but this guy will be available. So if you're interested in something specific, let me know. And I will get it into the shop for you guys because I'm here for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are so awesome and have a great week. Have a happy Valentine's Day if that interests you at all. Good luck with everybody's dishes and I'll catch you all next Monday. Have a great night, guys. Bye.